What if I told you that the smallest coin in your pocket, a simple Lincoln cent struck in 1975, could hold the power to change your life forever? What if this ordinary-looking penny, dismissed by millions every single day, was secretly worth thousands, even millions of dollars? That's the shocking truth about the 1975 Lincoln penny. Hidden treasures disguised as everyday coins, waiting for the right set of eyes to recognize them. Collectors around the world are searching, hunting, and competing to own one of these rare pieces of American history, and if you're lucky enough to discover one, it could turn into one of the most valuable finds of your lifetime. The Lincoln cent has been a cornerstone of U.S. currency for decades, first introduced in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. By 1975, it had already become one of the most familiar coins in circulation, minted by the millions at both Philadelphia and Denver facilities. Most of these coins are worth only a cent today, but not all. Among the vast ocean of pennies, there are rare varieties, errors, and pristine examples that elevate their worth into the stratosphere. And it's these rare coins that transform an otherwise ordinary 1975 penny into a potential fortune. When examining the 1975 Lincoln cent, the first thing collectors look for is its condition. A coin's grade is everything in the numismatic world. A heavily circulated penny with scratches, dents, and faded details might be worth face value or just a little more, but a coin in mint state, untouched by human hands, can skyrocket in value. Professional grading services like PCGS and NGC assign grades on a scale, with MS-70 being the absolute perfection. Very few coins survive in such pristine condition, especially pennies made of copper, which tarnish and collect marks so easily. A 1975 Lincoln cent, graded MS-67 or higher, has already sold for thousands of dollars, and in rare auctions, collectors have pushed bids into astonishing territory, treating this penny like a prized jewel. Beyond condition, errors are where the magic happens. A simple mistake at the U.S. Mint can transform a coin into a one-of-a-kind rarity. Double dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, and other anomalies are highly sought after. For the 1975 Lincoln penny, collectors have identified double die obverses where Lincoln's portrait or the date appears doubled, creating a dramatic and noticeable error. These coins are not just rare, they are coveted. A strong double die example can easily fetch 4 to 5 figures depending on its grade. And some error coins, paired with superb condition, have even reached into the 6-figure range at major auctions. This is why searching through every penny matters, because one mistake from the mint could be your ticket to a life-changing payday. There's also the composition factor. Up until 1982, Lincoln pennies were made mostly of copper, with each coin containing about 95% copper and 5% zinc. In 1975, the penny was still struck from this copper composition, making it weigh 3.11 grams. Over time, the value of copper itself has fluctuated, sometimes exceeding the face value of the coin. While laws prevent the mass melting of pennies for scrap metal, collectors value the older copper cents more highly than the post-1982 zinc versions. This copper foundation gives the 1975 penny a lasting charm and appeal, distinguishing it from its modern counterparts that corrode and decay far more easily. What makes the 1975 penny particularly fascinating is that it exists on the edge of a major transition in U.S. coinage history. The 1970s were a period of change, economic challenges, and experimentation at the mint. By the early 1980s, the government would switch the penny's composition to save money, leaving the copper coins as a relic of the past. This transition boosted interest in the copper pennies from collectors and investors alike, especially in uncirculated rolls and proof sets. Owning a pristine 1975 penny is like holding a piece of that historical bridge, an era when the penny still had true metal value and a strong presence in everyday commerce. But the real headline-grabbing stories are the auctions where these coins have shattered expectations. One such sale involved a 1975 Lincoln cent graded at the very top levels of mint state, where fierce bidding wars drove the price into the tens of thousands of dollars. Stories like these fuel the fire for collectors everywhere, pushing them to search through old jars, forgotten boxes, and inherited coin collections in the hope of finding that elusive prize. It's not just about the coin itself, it's about the thrill of the hunt, the dream of turning a simple penny into a life-changing discovery. For many collectors, the 1975 Lincoln cent is a reminder of their own childhood. Countless people grew up with these coins, receiving them as change at stores, saving them in piggy banks, or trading them among friends. Today, those very same coins carry not just financial value, but emotional significance. A 1975 penny tucked away for decades in a drawer could suddenly emerge as a treasure, blending nostalgia with fortune. It's this dual power, the monetary worth and the sentimental connection, that makes the Lincoln penny so enduring in American culture. Now you might wonder, how can you tell if your 1975 penny is one of these rare, high-value examples? Start by examining its condition under good lighting. Look for sharp details on Lincoln's hair, beard, and coat. Check for strong definition in the lettering, especially "In God We Trust" and "Liberty." Then, inspect the date carefully, looking for doubling or other anomalies. Flip the coin over and check the reverse side, where the Lincoln Memorial stands. Any doubling, weakness, or odd marks could indicate a valuable error. Finally, weigh the coin if possible to confirm it aligns with the expected copper standard of 3.11 grams. If your coin appears special, professional grading is the next step. That's where experts can authenticate, grade, and encapsulate your coin, giving it the credibility that collectors and auction houses demand. The stories of people finding valuable coins and pocket change are not just myths. Time and again, headlines emerge of individuals who discovered rare pennies worth thousands. It's this possibility that keeps the excitement alive and proves that treasures can still be found in the most ordinary places. For the 1975 Lincoln cent, this means every penny deserves a second look. Whether it's in your wallet, your car's cup holder, or an old family coin jar, the potential for hidden wealth is always there. And beyond the financial aspect, the Lincoln penny serves as a timeless symbol of endurance. Abraham Lincoln himself represented strength, resilience, and vision. The coin bearing his image has carried those values through generations, enduring the test of time even as other denominations changed drastically. A 1975 penny is not just a small piece of copper, it's a piece of America's story, a link between the past and the present, and in some cases, a direct path to a wealthy future. Collectors, historians, and everyday people all find meaning in these coins. Some see them as investments, others as relics, and many as treasures of personal significance. But one truth remains unshakable. A coin dismissed as worthless by the majority can hold unimaginable value in the right hands. That's the power of the 1975 Lincoln cent, a coin that blends history, rarity, and potential into a single small package. So the next time a penny passes through your hands, don't overlook it. Don't brush it off as worthless change. Instead, study it carefully, because hidden among the ordinary lies the extraordinary. And if fate aligns, that ordinary 1975 Lincoln penny could become your million-dollar discovery, the smallest coin with the biggest story. Close your eyes for just a moment and picture this. A coin so small it fits between your fingers, a coin you might have tossed in a jar, dropped under a couch cushion, or passed without a second thought. Yet that very coin, a simple Lincoln 1991 1-cent piece, could hold the kind of value that makes collectors and investors chase it for years. We're not talking about a couple of dollars, not even hundreds. We're talking about the possibility of turning a penny into something worth thousands, and in rare cases, even touching the level where it could be called a million-dollar coin. Yes, one of the most overlooked pieces of change in your pocket could become a fortune if you know exactly what to look for. The Lincoln Cent series has been running for more than a century, and the 1991 issue carries its own fascinating history. Struck at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, with proofs coming from San Francisco, this coin wasn't just a product of routine minting. It was a continuation of an American legacy that started in 1909, honoring the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. The 1991 penny, like others of its time, was composed of copper-plated zinc, a change the mint made in 1982 when rising copper prices forced a shift from the earlier bronze composition. While on the surface it might look like any other penny, the details, errors, and conditions make it far more valuable than people realize. Most of the 1991 Lincoln cents circulated heavily. People used them daily, and very few thought to preserve them. This is what makes pristine, untouched examples so rare and highly sought after. A coin that has been graded as MS-67 or MS-68 by a professional grading service can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars at auction. The reason is simple. Only a tiny fraction of all the coins struck survived in such flawless condition. For collectors, the thrill is not just in finding a coin. It's in finding one that looks like it just left the mint over 30 years ago. But condition isn't the only factor that matters. Errors are what transform an ordinary coin into something legendary. The 1991 Lincoln penny has been found with a number of minting mistakes that send its value skyrocketing. Double dies, off-center strikes, and coins struck on the wrong planchets are the kind of anomalies that collectors dream about. For example, a 1991 penny struck on a dime planchet can bring in thousands of dollars. Another variety, a strong doubled die on the obverse where Lincoln's features or the date appear doubled, can command a massive premium. Each error is like a fingerprint, completely unique, making it one of a kind in the eyes of numismatists. Think about this. A penny you might dismiss as worthless could actually be hiding one of these extremely rare errors. You could be holding a coin that a collector would pay a small fortune to add to their collection. That's why every coin enthusiast stresses the importance of checking your change. Because lightning does strike when it comes to minting errors, and someone always finds it first. If you stumble upon a piece with a striking flaw, you're not just looking at a penny, you're looking at a ticket to wealth. Proof coins from San Francisco also add another layer of intrigue. These coins were made specifically for collectors, struck with highly polished dies on specially prepared blanks. They shine with a mirror-like finish and sharp details that ordinary circulation coins lack. A 1991 S proof penny in perfect PR70 deep cameo condition can bring in hundreds of dollars, sometimes even more if the population of such coins is low. While these proofs were not meant for circulation, some slipped into the wild, creating a treasure hunt for sharp-eyed collectors. Now, let's push even deeper. The real power of the 1991 penny lies in its connection to history. Abraham Lincoln remains one of the most respected and admired figures in American history, and his image on the coin carries weight far beyond its face value. To hold a Lincoln cent is to hold a piece of the American story, a symbol of resilience, leadership, and the fight for freedom. When combined with rarity and condition, this symbolism transforms the coin from mere money into an artifact that people want to own, preserve, and even compete for at auction houses around the world. Auction results have shown the true potential of this small copper-plated coin. High-grade 1991 pennies have sold for astonishing amounts, sometimes breaking into the five-figure range. Each sale pushes collectors to dig deeper, to search harder, and to hope that the next great find is sitting right in their pocket change. It becomes more than a hobby. It's a quest, a modern-day treasure hunt where ordinary people have the chance to strike gold from something as simple as a cent. This is why experts always remind us, never underestimate a coin. The 1991 Lincoln cent may appear ordinary, but hidden in its ranks are coins that could change lives. Whether it's through a flawless mint state grade, a rare proof, or a dramatic mint error, the potential is real. The difference between a penny worth 1 cent and a penny worth thousands, even millions in extreme cases, lies in details invisible to the casual eye but crystal clear to the trained collector. So the next time you come across a 1991 penny, don't let it slip by unnoticed. Hold it up to the light, study it carefully, and treat it with respect. Because that little coin could be more than just change. It could be your chance at holding history, wealth, and rarity all in the palm of your hand. In the world of coin collecting, the smallest things often carry the biggest surprises, and the Lincoln 1991 1-cent piece proves that a penny can be worth more than gold if you know what to look for. Imagine holding in your hand a coin so ordinary, so common, that most people wouldn't even glance twice at it. A coin you might toss into a jar, drop on the ground, or hand over without a thought. Yet, in certain rare cases, this very coin, a simple Lincoln 1996 1-cent piece, has been known to reach staggering values in the coin collecting world, with some examples climbing into the thousands, even the unimaginable possibility of $1 million treasure if the right combination of rarity, condition, and error comes into play. This is the story of the 1996 Lincoln penny, a coin that proves how something as small as a cent can hold extraordinary secrets. The Lincoln cent, one of the most iconic coins in American history, has been minted since 1909. By 1996, the penny had already undergone decades of changes in composition, design, and historical significance, but it was also a year that produced coins with variations and conditions that collectors deeply treasure. The 1996 penny was part of the Memorial Reverse Design series, showing Abraham Lincoln's bust on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Millions were minted in both Philadelphia and Denver, along with a small number of proof coins from San Francisco. But what sets certain examples apart is not just where or how they were minted, but the details that only sharp eyes and a bit of luck can uncover. At first glance, the 1996 penny looks just like every other cent from the 1990s. Made primarily from copper-plated zinc, it weighs about 2.5 grams and measures 19 millimeters in diameter. For most people, that's the beginning and end of the story. But for collectors, this is where the hunt truly begins. Subtle variations, mint errors, and pristine conditions turn ordinary pocket change into something much more. A flawless coin graded at the highest levels, such as MS-69 or MS-70, can fetch incredible sums at auctions, because finding such perfection among billions minted is close to impossible. The Philadelphia Mint struck more than 6.5 billion pennies in 1996, while Denver added another 6.5 billion with the D Mint mark. San Francisco produced a far smaller number of proof coins, specifically targeted for collectors. When production numbers reach into the billions, one might assume that the coins are all worthless beyond a cent. Yet, rarity in numismatics is not only about how many were minted, but about how many survived in untouched, perfect condition, or how many display unusual errors. This is why the 1996 Lincoln penny, though common in circulation, holds pockets of immense value. One of the most thrilling aspects of coin collecting is the discovery of errors. For the 1996 penny, errors such as double die obverse, off-center strikes, broad strikes, die cracks, and misaligned dies have all been reported. These mistakes in minting transform an everyday coin into a unique collectible. Imagine spotting a 1996 penny where Lincoln's profile is doubled or the lettering appears blurry and shadowed. Such coins, when authenticated, can sell for hundreds or thousands of dollars, depending on the severity and clarity of the error. Condition also plays a vital role. The grading scale, ranging from poor to mint state, MS, determines the coin's worth. A 1996 penny that has been in circulation, scratched and worn, is often worth just its face value. But a coin preserved in mint sets or proof sets, untouched by human hands, can command extraordinary prices. For example, a 1996 D penny, graded MS-68 by a top grading company, has been known to sell for thousands of dollars at auction. The reason is simple. Among billions, very few survive without even the smallest blemish. That rarity and perfection is what drives collectors into bidding wars. The San Francisco proof pennies from 1996 are another fascinating part of the story. These coins were never meant for circulation. Instead, they were struck with specially polished dies on carefully prepared blanks, giving them mirror-like surfaces and stunning details. While proof coins were produced in higher quality, finding one in a perfect PR70 grade can still be a jackpot. Such coins can sell far above their modest origins, reinforcing the idea that beauty and condition matter deeply in coin collecting. Beyond the tangible value, the 1996 penny carries historical and cultural weight. It's a symbol of Lincoln's enduring legacy, still appearing on the smallest denomination of American money, more than a century after his birth. For everyday people, it's a reminder of transactions, savings, and the passage of time. For collectors, it's an artifact of precision, craftsmanship, and sometimes happy accidents at the mint. What makes the 1996 penny so exciting is that it bridges the gap between ordinary and extraordinary. Billions exist, but hidden among them are treasures waiting to be found. A coin you might dismiss as a cent could turn out to be a rare error, a proof specimen, or a high-grade survivor capable of commanding thousands of dollars. And in the world of numismatics, where rarity and demand intertwine, the dream of $1 million find is never entirely out of reach. Every coin collector knows the thrill of checking their pocket change, of searching through jars of pennies, of examining each coin under a magnifying glass. The 1996 penny represents that thrill perfectly. It teaches patience, sharp observation, and respect for the small details. A tiny doubling on Lincoln's eye, an off-center strike, or a nearly flawless surface, any of these can turn 1 cent into a life-changing discovery. So, the next time you find a penny dated 1996, don't overlook it. Hold it up to the light, look carefully, and consider what might be before you. It could be just another cent, or it could be one of those rare coins that connect you directly to history and possibility. It could be worth more than you ever imagined, maybe even the spark that sets off your journey into coin collecting. Because sometimes the smallest coin carries the biggest story, and in that story lies the chance, however rare, for a penny to become worth millions.